get started. You have approximately 30-35 minutes. And here you go. Let's get started with if all trees were bread and cheese. Conditional clauses. Here we go.
Am I audible?
Yes, dear.
Yeah, okay. So, good morning, everybody. Sorry for screaming into your ears if
Hmm,
I did.
that's really good.
We are Team 5 in the Fine Tune series, and we are going to deal with conditional clauses. So, let's look at a statement first. Okay. Knock and it shall be opened. It shall be opened onto you. So, I have a question to ask all of you. What does this mean? Like, knock and it shall be opened onto you. Okay, I'll refine the question a little more. What is the condition that is given? And if that condition is fulfilled, what will happen? Can anyone answer?
If you know,
Unto എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നിങ്ങളിലേക്ക് എന്നാണ്. Unto. UNTO. Unto means towards you.
Towards.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone? Someone was
Knock,
answered.
knock, knock, knock. Ask and you shall be answered.
Anybody?
Yeah.
No one?
um, knock. If you knock, the door shall open.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. So it's the basic it's the basic meaning itself. The door will only open once you knock on it. So here the condition is knocking the door, and if you knock the door, which is the if the condition is fulfilled, the result will be the door will be open to you. Okay. So now let's keep that in mind and let's see a video to get a brief understanding of conditional clauses.
Teacher says we've got a test. Teacher says we've got a test tomorrow. And if you study, you will pass. And if you study, you can pass the test. Teacher says we've got a test. Teacher says we've got a test today. If you studied, you would pass. If you studied, you could pass the test. Teacher says we had a test. Teacher says we had a test yesterday. If you had studied, you would have passed. If you had studied, you could have passed the test.
Yes.
That was lovely.
Okay. So, what are conditional clauses? Conditional clauses, it states that something will happen if the condition is fulfilled. For example, if it rains tomorrow, we will stay indoors. If I won a lottery, I would buy a car. So, basically, these conditional clauses are conditions. Okay. If something happens, that is the condition, and the rest of the sentence will be the result of the condition being fulfilled. Like if it rains tomorrow, Like if it rains, which is the condition, they will stay indoors. Again, for the second example, if I won the lottery, I would buy a new car. So only if they would win the only if they won the lottery, they would buy a new car. So here conditional clauses is if I won the lottery. So for understanding, if they're given you a sentence and they have asked you to identify a conditional clause, what is the condition that they're giving in the particular statement? Like, and in most cases there will be if or unless or until. If these three words are there, you can, that will be the conditional clause. Or just like what is the condition they are giving us, hence why the following result will happen. Okay. In these cases, the second part of the sentence is a result that is dependent on the condition laid out in the first part. Like I said before, if they had won the lottery, only then they would buy a new car. So over here, the conditional clause is if I won a lottery. For the first example, if it rains tomorrow, we will stay indoors. Here the conditional clause is if it rains tomorrow. So if a sentence has a condition, that particular condition is the conditional clause of the sentence. Now, what are conditional clauses made up of? Conditional clauses are mostly made up of if clauses plus a main clause. But in some cases, there also can be instances where the main clause will come first and then the if clause will come. This if clause is another word for conditional clauses itself. We're just telling it for a simpler way of understanding. Okay, so in many negative conditional sentences, there is an equivalent sentence construction using unless instead of if. So this is saying like in certain conditional sentences, when we're using a negative negative format, like for example, unless we rehearse every day, we cannot compete in the show. So this is like they will not be able to compete in the show if they don't rehearse every day. So for this, instead of using if, we use unless. So for negative conditional sentences, instead of using if, we'll use unless or until. Okay. So for example, like the first example I said, the second example is unless we hurry, we will be late for the show. Again, see, it's a condition we are giving. That is the conditional clause. And then following will be the main clause. Like unless we rehearse every day, that is the conditional clause. We cannot compete in the show. That is the main clause. Again, unless we hurry, that is the conditional clause. We will be late for the show. That is the main clause. So for a conditional sentence, there will always be a condition and a result if this condition is fulfilled. Yeah.
Until വെച്ചൊരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും പറയാവോ?
Until we hurry.
Unless we hurry.
Wait.
Don't confuse yourself. Yeah.
Can anyone
Until വെച്ച് പറഞ്ഞ
try?
Until we meet next time.
Until we meet next time.
We have to keep quiet until the sir comes.
Maybe until we meet next time, we cannot discuss this matter. Or until you submit your assignments, I'll not let you in my classes.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on. Yeah, continue.
Okay, next. Okay, so there are 5 main ways to construct conditional clauses. There are actually only 4, but there is another type of type 3. So the first way of conditional clauses is zero conditional. Second is type 1 conditional probable. Third is type 2 conditional improbable. Type 3, the fourth is type 3 conditional impossible. Actually, there are only these 4, but we just also mentioned another type of type 3. So it is just zero conditional, type 1, type 2, and type 3. Now,
before they explain that, a slide ഒന്നുകൂടെ ഒന്ന് കാണിക്കാവോ? പിള്ളേരെ നിങ്ങൾ എക്സാമിന് പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ്സ് ആക്ച്വലി റിയലി സിമ്പിൾ. ആ സ്ട്രക്ചറാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മാറിപ്പോവുക. ബട്ട് അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഇത്രയും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തെറ്റാതെ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റും. All you need to remember is that chronological order. The first one is a general truth, fact, statement. It's always correct. Zero conditional means first one എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ type 1 തെറ്റിദ്ധരിക്കരുത്. Zero conditional is a general truth, a fact, which is always true. Type 1 is probable, or a likely thing. Type 2 is improbable. Type 3 is impossible. ഇത്രയും നോക്കിയാൽ മതി. ഫസ്റ്റ് വൺ ഇസ് അബ്സല്യൂട്ട്ലി കറക്റ്റ്, ലാസ്റ്റ് വൺ ഇസ് ഇമ്പോസിബിൾ. അപ്പൊ ഇമ്പോസിബിളിന് തൊട്ട് മുമ്പ് ഇംപ്രോബിൾ, അതിന് മുമ്പ് പ്രോബബിൾ. ഈസി ആസ് ദാറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, carry on guys.
Yeah, now Rima will explain zero conditional.
Yes, please.
So am I audible?
Yes, Rima.
So hello friends, today I'm going to explain about zero conditions. As sir said, the conditional statements will always be true and correct, and the result will be certain. And it refers the zero conditional sentences always refers to a present time or always, and the situation will be always real and possible. These zero conditional sentences could be of a general truth, a scientific fact, as Sir said, or it could also be an instruction, a situation which could have automatic or habitual result, or suggesting 100% surety of one result. So usually the zero conditional sentences could have this any of the any of the one structures. For example, it would have the conditional word as if, a subject, and the conditional clause will always be in a simple present tense. So that's how you can identify a zero conditional sentence, where always it will be in a present tense, and of course they'll have a subject as any other clause, and with if the conditional word, and the main clause will always have a subject and will be with other words, and it would be in simple present tense. So either the conditional clause will come first, then the main clause, or vice versa, which is the main clause, then the conditional clause. So here, in the first example, a scientific truth is given. Like for example, our science teachers used to show experiments where they used to heat ice and we could see it melting down. So the condition is if we heat ice. So when we eat ice, it will melt. So melting of the ice is the result. So here, if we heat ice will be the conditional clause, since it has the if as the condition word, and we, which is the subject, and the ice, heat ice, which is in the simple present tense. It melts, it's in the as the main clause, where the subject is it, which refers to ice, and melts is in the simple present tense. Now another example is given, the second one, which is my parents get angry if I come home late. So could any one of you tell which is the conditional clause and the main clause? You could just try, it won't go wrong. It's easy.
In the second one,
Yeah,
if I come home late is the conditional clause,
exactly, yeah.
and the result is my parents will get angry.
Yeah, exactly. So could you tell me which words would be in the present tense for it to identify if it's a zero condition?
If I come home, like it's simple present tense,
Yeah, and
and my parents get angry. Like get angry is the
yeah,
present.
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So what Rajeshri said is right. Like my parents get angry is in the main clause, as my parents is the subject, and of course get angry is given in the simple present tense form. And if I come home late, that's the condition given. Like if I come home late, and of course we know, like in the real situation, when we come late, when we go to home late, of course our parents would get angry. That's their first reaction. So
I hope you guys are listening to Rima. അവിടെ ആ ടെൻസ് ചേഞ്ച് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണേ. If it is in this particular conditional, my parents get angry if I come home late. So simple present is being used. What if it becomes go? Go is future tense. If I go home late, my parents will get angry. ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചല്ലോ അല്ലേ? രണ്ടും കണ്ടീഷണൽ തന്നെയാണ്, പക്ഷെ രണ്ട് പ്ലെയിനിലാണ് നിൽക്കുന്നത്. Okay, one is suggesting 100% surety of the result. The other one is a possibility or a probability perhaps. Okay, so അത് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണേ, ചെറിയ subtle difference ആണ്. Same sentence can be used to show two conditionals. My parents get angry if I come home late. My parents will get angry if I go home late. Okay, continue guys. Good work. Keep it up.
So I hope you understood what answer said. Like for the difference between the first and second one is, of course, one is scientific truth and the other one is suggesting 100% surety. But whereas in the first one, first the conditional clause will come, then the main clause. Whereas in the second one, the main clause is coming first, then the conditional clause. Now we'll go to the third one. Like for example, your family member or your friend might instruct you to do something. Like for example, they will say, if you leave the room, you have to turn off the light. So it's like an instruction. It's compulsory. It's mandatory to turn off the lights. So they're giving you a condition. If you leave the room, you have to turn off the lights. So could any one of you tell me which is the conditional clause and main clause? Which will come first, the conditional clause or the main clause? Just try. It'll be easy for sure. Could anybody try? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
If you leave the room is the conditional clause and turn off the light, it's
Main clause.
Yeah.
main
Main
clause.
clause.
Yeah, thank you so much. You're right. So here, as I said before, if you leave the room will be a condition. They're telling you a condition, like if you leave the room, you have to turn off the lights. So here it's clearly indicated if you leave the room will be the condition clause, since if the condition word is given, and you, which is the subject, and the leave the room, which is in simple present tense, and turn off the lights, which is in main clause. The subject is the light, and turn off is in the simple present tense. So whenever you want to identify a zero conditional clause, you have to remember that the clauses will always be in the simple present tense, and there will always be a subject just like any other clauses, and there will be condition words such as if, where, however. So now we will move on to the first type, which is conditional probable. It will be explained by Matthew. Matthew?
Matthew ഇവിടെ ഇല്ലേ? ഉണ്ടല്ലോ.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, Matthew.
Yes, Matthew, can you start?
So I'm going to take on conditional probable. So as the name suggests, conditional probable means a condition in a sentence. Either one event follows from another, or it depends on the other. For example, I will let you drive my car if you perform well in your exams. In this sentence, the condition for the son to drive the car in event one is to perform well in exam. Second event, the son's driving the car depends on the performance in the exam. Generally, the probable conditions follow the form if plus subordinate clause in present tense, followed by main clause in future tense. Main clause in future tense. Emma, can you change the slide?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. In the examples given, if we all travel together, we will save some money. In this, will save some money is the conditional clause, and the first part is will save some money is the conditional probable. So in most cases, event that happens after the word will is mainly conditional clause. And also in the second example, if you study well, you will pass. You will pass. In this also, the event that happened after will is the conditional clause. And also in the final example, if the boss arrives now, we will be in trouble. So the first case is in simple present tense, which is the boss arrives now, and the final part we will be in trouble is the conditional. So now,
I will be discussing about the type 2, but before that, I just want to say the difference between the type 1 and the zero condition. As I said before, in zero condition, of course, there will be a condition word subject, and it will always be the conditional clause of the zero condition sentences will always be in present tense, and well as the main clause will also be in simple present tense. Whereas in type 1, the conditional clauses will always be in simple present tense, just like the zero condition. But as you've seen before, in the main clause of the type 1, there'll always be words such as will, shall, may, can, and with bare infinitives. So, bare infinitives is actually the basic form of a word. So, example pass. Pass is in its the word which is in its base form. So, that will come under the main clause. Now, going to the type 2, as we could see in conditional probable improbable sentences, usually they'll have a the condition will always be hypothetical. That means that particular statement or the particular condition will always be limited to an evidence, or it will be speculative, and the results will always be may take place or may not take place. And just usually the zero conditions are always based on facts, but here the condition improbable clauses will not be based on the facts. And time, it could be the now or any other time or situation, like it could be improbable, that means it could be unlikely. So here the sentence structure is given as if, which is the condition word, the subject, just as I said before, all the clauses will have subjects, and it will be in the simple past tense. Like for type 1 and 0 conditions, they always had simple present tense in conditional clauses, whereas in the type 2, the conditional clauses always be in simple past tense. But whereas in the main clause, there would be a subject, or there would, along with it, there will be words such as would, should, might, or could. In the previous ones, there were no such words for zero conditionals. For the type 1, there were words like will, shall, may, can. But whereas in the type 2, there is would, should, might, or could with bare infinitives, just like the other types, which is the bare infinitives means the base form of a word.
For example, for past, you can say, if not in bare form, you can say past, passing, so on. But past is the bare form of that verb. So is the case with fell. Fell can be fall or fell both ways. It cannot be falling, fall, whatever it is. So, ഏറ്റവും bare meaning. For example, take the case of buy, B-U-Y. Buy is a bare form. You can, but in this case, you would use the bare. Okay.
So just like any other clauses, like especially for conditional clauses, we know that the sentence divided into one is condition clause and main clause. So for the first example, could anyone tell me how could we identify that this particular sentence, for example, the first example, how can you guess if the condition is improbable, and which is the condition clause and which is the main clause? Could anyone try?
Here's your opportunity. എക്സാമിന് ഇങ്ങനെ ഓറഞ്ചിലും പച്ചയിലും മഞ്ഞയിലും തന്ന് ക്ലൂ കിട്ടില്ല. എക്സാമിന് എല്ലാം ബ്ലാക്കിലായിരിക്കും. ഇവിടെ ഇറ്റ്സ് ഈസിയർ ഫോർ യു. ഗിവ് ഇറ്റ് എ ട്രൈ.
In the first part of the sentence, the verb study is in a simple past tense. So if you studied well, and there is if, so it's a conditional clause. Whereas in the second part of the sentence, there's the word would, and pass is the bare infinite of the term. I mean the verb pass itself. So you can say that it's a type 2 sentence.
Yeah.
Conditional.
See, for like, thank you. what you said is right. Like for if you like in you would pass, the word would is given, so you could easily recognize the main clause of the condition improbable. Whereas if you study well, they're giving a condition like if you studied, like kind of past, in the past tense form you would pass. So actually this it would be unlikely because, for example, like I'm just giving an example, this is not the reality, but for example, if like for example like for one exam you had failed and someone would make this comment saying if you studied well you would pass, so it's not real because already you have failed and how can you pass the exam again? So that becomes that situation or that condition become unrealistic. So here for easier guess, if you studied well, so that studied itself is in the past tense, if is given as the condition word and you is the subject, whereas in the main clause you again is given as a subject word and pass which is the bare infinitive, just like Anna said. uh, and another example is also given, she would hurt herself if she fell. So here, with the terms of clauses, there's a difference. Could anyone tell what it is? It's nothing to do with the tense form or if or the subjects or with the word would, but there's a difference. Could you anyone tell? Just give it a try.
The main clause comes first.
Sorry,
What?
I couldn't hear.
The main clause comes first.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Right,
Yes.
correct. Thank you. So as Rajasi said, like in the first one, the conditional clause was first, and then the second part of the sentence was with main clause. But here, as Rajasi said, the first is the main clause, then the conditional clause. So here it's given she would hurt herself if she fell. If she fell, she would hurt herself. So only if you fall, then only you hurt yourself, right? So that becomes unrealistic. It comes under conditional improbable, and the word fell comes in the simple past tense, so we could recognize as this clause to be part of conditional improbable, and the word would is also given, and if the conditional word is also given. So that's all. Now we will go to the type 3, which is conditional impossible. It will be presented by Ajit.
Thank you, Rima. Type 3 conditional impossible. Type 3 conditional impossible, it's used to refer to an unreal past condition and therefore the result will not be possible at all. അതായത് പാസ്റ്റിലുള്ള ഒരു കണ്ടീഷന്റെ പ്രോബബിൾ പാസ്റ്റ് റിസൾട്ട് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ അൺറിയൽ ആണ്, ടൈം പാസ്റ്റ് ആണ്. സ്ട്രക്ചർ if plus subject plus past perfect tense, കണ്ടീഷണൽ ക്ലോസിൻ്റെ പിന്നെ മെയിൻ ക്ലോസിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് സബ്ജക്ട് പ്ലസ് വുഡ് ഷുഡ് മൈറ്റ് കുഡ് പ്ലസ് ഹാവ് പാസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ടിസിപ്പിൾസ്. ടൈപ്പ് 3 കണ്ടീഷൻ ക്ലോസിന് മാത്രമേ വുഡ് ഷുഡ് മൈറ്റ് കുഡ് പ്ലസ് ഹാവ് വരത്തുള്ളൂ. ഹാവ് വരുന്നത് ഹാവിൻ്റെ കൂടെ വുഡ് ഷുഡ് മൈറ്റ് കുഡ് വരുന്നത് ടൈപ്പ് 3 കണ്ടീഷൻ ക്ലോസ് ആയിരിക്കും.
അതാണ് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ടത്. ടൈപ്പ് 2 വുഡ് വരും, ടൈപ്പ് 3 വുഡ് വരും, പക്ഷെ വ്യത്യാസം ടൈപ്പ് 3 കൂടുതൽ ഹാവും കൂടെ വരും. And there will be a past participle with the main clause. Yeah.
If you have studied well, you would have passed. If you have studied well and conditional clause, you would have passed main clause. Then anyone would give an example of type 3?
രണ്ടാമത്തെ സെന്റൻസിൽ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ഡിഫറൻഷിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഇത് സംഭവത്തിലേ ഉള്ളൂ. നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിലൊക്കെ ആൾക്കാർ പറയില്ലേ, ആയ കാലത്ത് നീ മര്യാദയ്ക്ക് പഠിച്ചിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ നീ ഇപ്പൊ എന്താ ആയേനെ എന്ന് ചോദിക്കില്ലേ? ആയ കാലത്ത് മര്യാദയ്ക്ക് പഠിച്ചില്ല, കുറെ പേപ്പർ പൊട്ടി, ഇതൊക്കെ എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാവുന്ന കാര്യമല്ലേ. എന്നിട്ട് ഇപ്പോഴും പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നിട്ട് കാര്യമുണ്ടോ? പോയി പഴയ പരീക്ഷ എഴുതിയെടുത്ത് ജയിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ലല്ലോ, അല്ലെ അംബാനി ആവാൻ പറ്റില്ലല്ലോ. സോ ആ സാധനമാണ് ഈ ടൈപ്പ് 3 കണ്ടീഷണൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഇഫ് യു ഹാഡ് സ്റ്റഡീഡ് വെൽ, ഏതാ പഴയ കാര്യ, യു വുഡ് ഹാവ് പാസ്ഡ്. ഓ പിന്നെ നമുക്കിതൊന്നും അറിയില്ലല്ലോ. Impossible. At this point, we cannot go back and study it again and score a better mark. That's why it's called conditional impossible. Okay, Ajita, continue.
Okay, anyone with examples of If he managed his finance properly, he would not have gone into debt. In this example, anyone would say which is the conditional clause and which is the main clause? It's given in cover.
If he had managed his finance properly, is the conditional clause. And he would not have gone into debt with the main clause because it has have and participle.
Okay.
Yes, precisely.
Okay, there is also one. It's if it does not rain, you would have got wet. Anyone willing to explain which is conditional clause and which is main clause? Anyone?
If it had rained is the conditional clause. And you would have gotten wet is the main clause.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Can you change the slide? In type 3, there is another form of conditional clause. If difference ഇത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ വേറും വുഡും വരും. If plus subject plus where plus object ആണ് conditional clause. അതായത് conditional clauseന്റെ അകത്ത് വേറെ വരുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് type 3 another form conditional clause ആയിരിക്കും. മെയിൻ ക്ലോസിന്റെ അകത്ത് വുഡ് വരുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും അത് type 3 another clause ആയിരിക്കും. That examples, if I were a bird, I would fly. Another example is if I were you, I would dismiss him right away.
ഇമ്പോസിബിൾ ആണല്ലോ. ഞാനൊരു പക്ഷിയായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് പറന്നു പോയേനെ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഞാൻ പക്ഷിയല്ലല്ലോ, എനിക്ക് പക്ഷിയാവാൻ പറ്റില്ലല്ലോ.
Okay, sir. I think our presentation is over. Thank you, everyone.
It was wonderful, everyone. Can you please show that video once again? Now that you have completed one round of your presentation, I think showing that video again would be a wonderful recap. If you can show that again. Rima dear.
Yeah, just give me a minute, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Sir, could you see?
Yes. Yeah. Please.
So 1 minute, sir. Sorry, I forgot to enable the sound. 1 minute.
That's okay. No problem.
Teacher says we've got a test. Teacher says we've got a test tomorrow. And if you study, you will pass. And if you study, you can pass the test. Teacher says we've got a test. Teacher says we've got a test today. If you studied, you would pass. If you studied, you could pass the test. Teacher says we had a test. Teacher says we had a test yesterday. If you had studied, you would have passed. If you had studied, you could have passed the test.
Oh yeah.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire, messages that forge
Learn, fine-tune your English.
Sorry, sir. I got stuck.
Yeah. I was just being sarcastic. If you want to improve your grammar and typing, learn, fine-tune your English.
Oh.
Okay, so if you have any doubts, we'll definitely have plenty of time